Hey guys, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO, and today we're brought to you by the Direct Selling Edge Conference. Powerful group. You can see the ticker going across, dsedge.com. May, we're going to be in Franklin, Tennessee. You can go over to the website and get the dates. I think it's the 4th and 5th, something like that. But call Victoria. Go to the website. You can go to Eventbrite and sign up. But call Victoria and tell her Troy said come on over there and that she'd have some kind of discount for you. Tell her that you like my handlebar mustache or something, and she'll give you a discount. I don't know what it is, but you'll be happy. But here's why people come to the conference. We just had one out in Newport Beach. But we get reps in the field that come to the conference because they want to better understand what makes a company tick. What are the metrics that we need to know about? What is it that we can help them do? Company founders, executives, they come and say, look, we've already got our channel going. We're successful, sometimes in the hundreds of millions of dollars, but we really want to become iconic. We don't want to just be a legacy company that's here today and gone tomorrow. There's been plenty of those. We want to become iconic. We want to be here 100, 200, 300 years from now. Oh, Troy, that doesn't happen. Look at Johnson & Johnson. Look at Ford. Don't tell me it doesn't. Let me tell you, if you do it right and you're built on the right principles, you can go forever. That's what it's about. Then we have entrepreneurs that say, look, we've got a product. We'd like to try this sales channel and see if it works. By the time they walk out of there, they realize it's a real community. It's not just a sales channel. There's good-hearted people at all levels that are trying to make it work. You really need to show up Franklin, Tennessee in May at the DS Edge conference. You can go to dsedge.com. Now, I brought this up because I'm going to talk about a company that I don't think they've really got. If they got any type of consultation, it doesn't look like it was very good, or they didn't follow it. And sometimes that happens too. My attorney, Kevin Thompson, and my business partners taught me that. He says, Troy, sometimes you can tell them, but they don't follow your advice. And it might be this. But over the weekend, I watched just a firestorm hit social media. And for a startup company, they don't have anybody doing their public relations or their communication, because this was just a freaking nightmare. First of all, they sued their predecessor company. And when I read the lawsuit, I thought, man, I wish they'd have called me, because this company is doing several $100 million a year. But I sat on the board of directors of the Distributor Rights Association, and we helped to form the policies for this company so that they would be in tune with being distributor friendly. They were one of the first companies. Life Force International was another company at the time. And now I think that probably the best company out there is Life Matters. I think their policies and procedures are just on one page. I mean, it's amazing. But I thought, why would they do this? And then one of their founders' wives, who had been in the company too, she just became emotional. Great gal. Don't get me, I'm not talking about emotions in a bad way. I'm saying this was her life. This was her blood. And matter of fact, her and her husband had sold their company to this other company. So, I mean, she's thinking to herself, I'm sure, well, these are my people. I'm going to take them with me. I'm leaving, and this frustrates me. Well, the problem was, had the startup company not sued, I think this could have worked out. And I'm not saying both sides are right. I'm just saying, as a startup company, I've seen this happen over and over. I watched the frustrations when Noni sued Zango. I saw the frustrations when Zango sued Yoli. And now I'm looking at this saying, why would the startup company sue the older company that's got a lot more money? Now, a lot of times that happens because they're launching their business with somebody else's money, so it's not their cash anyway. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, no, this isn't good. And what really hurts is if I take it back, last Thursday, I'd been contacted by a good friend of mine. He's an officer and a director in a current distributor or a network marketing association, and he'd said, hey man, I was just up here at the new headquarters, and the CEO said to tell you hi. And I said, well, I'm excited about their launch. They just got to make sure they do it right. And oh, they're going to do it right, but boy, they're having problems with the other company. And I said, well, before he gets into that, you need to tell him to fix his own. I said, because according to their pre-launch website, I said they literally are launching a pyramid based on what the FTC has said in the Fortune High Tech, the Burn Lounge, and the Vima case. I said, so they need to fix it. And the part I was talking about, let me read this to you. Now, I'm not going to tell you which companies these are, but let me read this to you. It says, complete the following form to become an ambassador in our pre-launch phase. As part of this form, your initial purchase will consist of $25 for your ambassador welcome kit and web tools. Now, I love that because you're differentiating from a customer and an affiliate. So that part was good. I thought $25, that's not bad. But it goes on to say, and $474.95 for your product pack. By purchasing your product pack, you also agree to our daily auto ship. Well, it's a monthly auto ship, but it's a. I don't want to give away the company. Their auto ship set up for fulfillment in April. These orders will be placed automatically using the same payment information. Okay. You can't force somebody who's going to sell your products to buy your products or to be on auto ship. You just can't do that. Number 2. Let me go down here. Oh, this is it right here. They ask for all the credit card information. And then after doing that, now understand, they've already forced them to buy product, forced them on the auto ship. And the other thing that the feds are going to look at is the $474, that doesn't have any business volume. That's qualification volume, QV. That was the big one in the VEMA case. You can't force people to buy product to be qualified at all. It's a holy crap, man. What the Sam Hill? Now, their shipping is real good. It was only $15. I did love that. But it goes down here, and you've agreed to all this, and you're going to be billed $514.95. You give them all your credit card information, and then you go down and you have to agree. Agree with the company's terms of use, that's their website, and ambassadors' policies and procedures, but nowhere in the sign-up process do you get to review the policies and procedures. And it's not hot linked like the terms of use. They don't have it up. Okay, that's an automatic chargeback. As soon as I call my credit card company and say, look, they charged my card, I don't want this crap. They told me I had to agree to the terms of use and the policies and procedures, but they wouldn't show me the policies and procedures before I agreed. They're going to get an automatic chargeback. And the client's going to get their money. And they can either lose their merchant service account, they'll have to put more in reserves. It just sucks. So I'm looking at this thinking there was no reason for this to happen. And part of the onslaught this weekend is one of the founders' wives had gotten a termination letter from the original company. Because inside the original company, they're very clear. You can do any other business that you want to. You can talk to your first level people that you personally sponsored and brought into the company. But you can't talk to anybody else. And where a lot of people get all screwed up with this is that they talk to their front line, and then their front line talk to their front line, and then their front line talks to this. So you're 3 levels deep, and then somebody has this cockamamie idea. Let's do a conference call. And the number one guy up here starts talking to second and third level people or cross-line people that got brought in. And that truly is either cross-recruiting into another company, which violates the policies and procedures, or you're cross-recruiting in the downline. Now, in the lawsuit, the startup company is saying, well, this violates a state's non-compete. And actually it doesn't, because this isn't about non-compete. This is about tortious interference of business is what it is. See, so many people think that it's a pyramid. Regulators, critics, insiders, distributors. And whereas you can say the company sits at the top and everything's underneath here, every person that comes into the business is building their own independent personal organization. You don't have the right as the upline to come in and raid their organization, even though they're in your bigger one. Doesn't work that way. Just traditional business law, sales, stuff that's already on the books. Most people don't understand that. Now, there could be some side deals here because the lady that got frustrated had sold her business to the other company. Whatever their reason was, whether they just couldn't make it work, whether costs got too high, whether they weren't growing, they decided it would be advantageous for their field and everybody else to merge those companies together, and they did. Now, they may have some side agreement that nobody knows about that says, okay, if we ever decide to leave, we can take our people. I don't think that happened because I've seen a lot of these transactions and I've never seen one like that, but I'm giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. But even that, doesn't give you the right to exacerbate a situation, to exaggerate what's really going on. In the lawsuit, it says dozens of people have been terminated from the predecessor company. Only 6. And they were basically the 6 that launched this other company or became the top reps in this other company, stuff like that. So when I looked at this, I thought, we could come out and beat everybody up, or we could use this as a lesson. See, if you're going to launch a company, get the right help. Just because you might be in Dallas where there's a bunch of other network marketing companies and you've chatted with a bunch of people and you think you know it all, doesn't mean you do. Maybe you're in Salt Lake City, like I think that's the mecca, if you will, of network marketing companies. Doesn't mean you know what you're doing. Doesn't mean the guy that you're chatting with that's in another company knew what he was doing. You need to get some really competent help. And there's some great people in Dallas, great people in Salt Lake City, great people everywhere. There's the DS Edge. Okay, but what I'm saying is you got to do it right. When you're a rep leaving a company, you can talk to your frontline people, unless you're in Melaleuca. And in Melaleuca, you can't even do that. You've got a 1 year that you can't do anything. The Melaleuca law in Idaho kind of makes that clear on stuff. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I understand protecting the brand. But you got to do it right. You've got to make sure that you understand if you leave, basically you're leaving on your own. If you want to go launch a company, you're launching it on your own. If you get this idea that, hey, I can go buy leaders or I can just take my old downline with me, it doesn't work that way, because you're affecting other people's business, that they have a dream and they joined you originally in the company and then they started bringing people into the company. And if they say, no, I don't want to go, that doesn't give you the right to go into their organization and try to steal people and rape and pillage. It just doesn't work that way. It saddens me when lawsuits get launched, because if people would just look at history, they would quickly understand that history will repeat itself. Lawsuits in a startup company takes away energy. It takes away momentum. It's hard to get companies going. I just went through with a client of mine and another client who's a major investor in a company. I just watched what happens during a lawsuit, and both companies did get hurt. It slowed momentum. People didn't want to build because they were worried about what was going on. You don't have to hire me or anybody that I hang out with. But if you're going to launch a company, or you're going to leave a company and launch a company, or you're just going to leave a company and think you're going to go join somewhere else and take all your people, you need competent advice before you just jump and do. Because it can really come in to harm you. And anytime you've got to start a new company, anytime you're going to start a new organization, it's starting all over again. It's going to be 6 to 12 months before you're really going to get it going. And even then, there's going to be some hiccups along the way. I've got some clients right now that are going into 2 years old, and they're still having to remold and remodel and refix things, because that's part of the business cycle. It's part of growing. And if you're underfunded, or you're taking money that could have gone for marketing and messaging and all the good stuff that you need to do, and you have to put it towards lawsuits, then you could be like a lot of other companies that had great starts and within a year and a half fizzled into oblivion, and nobody's heard from them since. And there's no reason for that. You could be a great company like Monavie was and flip upside down, and at the end of the day be gone. You don't want to do that either. If we just focus on our own houses and not focus on everybody else's, and really hone in on what's right. And again, I'm not saying in this case who's right or wrong. I'm saying that based on everything that I've read, based on the startup company's website, based on the lawsuit that they filed, based on the fact that I know the policies and procedures of the other company, and the fact that they have not terminated people that had left their company, became master distributors in other companies, and then came back, they didn't terminate because they never rated their organization. This company's not known as a non-friendly distributor company. It's known as a very friendly distributor company. And this is just sad to see this kind of crap happening when there's no reason to. Whether it's the greed, the emotions, the ego, the jealousy, the fear, I don't care what it is. Lawsuits are motivated off of negative emotions, negative circumstances. Nobody ever went into a lawsuit happy and said, oh, I love her so much, I'm going to divorce her. Oh, I love him so much, I'm going to sue him. Oh, he was my best partner I ever had, and now I'm going to sue him for tortious interference or whatever. No, it doesn't happen that way, does it? That's what's sad. We're going to stay tuned. Eventually, we'll probably have to go public with what's going on, but right now, I just want this to be a lesson. If you're going to separate from your company, whether you're going to launch a new company or whether you're going to go build something new, do it right. And you know, in the last year, we've had several people come to us and we help guide them through the separation from one company to another. There's been no lawsuits. There's been no negative press. It was done correctly, and they're building something new. Company owners and people in the field. Do it right or go home. Live life like it's an epic adventure. Stay dangerous, stay strong, and if you're in network marketing, act like it.